Really excited to talk to you. Really fun movie. I wanted to start ask all three of you. This movie feels like it's almost from another time. There used to be, some of you are too young to remember this maybe, but there used to be a lot of movies like this. And there aren't that many anymore, like kind of family-friendly comedies that kind of go
Yeah.
through these beats. Can you guys talk about, if you talked to David Gordon Green about that, if you watched anything or researched anything, if you were aware of that as you were doing it, and how you feel about putting that kind of movie into the world?
Well, when I read the script, at first, because we found out that we were shooting on film, live film. So it's like, okay, so I was expecting like to be back in the 80s, but the movie takes place like now. So it was like if you took the 80s movie, how they shot it, and the script from 80 movies, and then put that in our time period right now. That's what it's like.
Yeah, I kind of love that it's on film too. Was that a fun
It
aspect?
was amazing.
Yeah.
We, where they would keep the film was right next to our kitchen room. There's like our little back room where we do our schooling. So they will be like they will some what's the, somebody was holding a two big things with it was like a little box square black box and we were like why you guys are just carrying around these and they were like oh this is our film so and then they gave us some of the extra film to keep just for a reminder. And our mom worked in the film industry too. So she was like, so like they were like my mom wanted to like be going in there, messing around with the film, doing her job like she used to.
Changing the mag? Is that what we're
Yeah,
talking about? Trying
changing the mag.
mag. Okay. Did they check the gate after takes? Did they say cut and
Yes.
print?
I gotta
Linda
do
knows
that fun job.
this. Tell me, Linda, a little bit of your perspective on it, just come as the movie evokes those kind of 80s Uncle Buck style comedies to some extent.
I love it. I mean, it's especially exciting for me because it's something that my daughter can watch. You know, as the holidays come around, you want to find something. And when David was explaining the movie to me before, after I had read it, I thought it was really sweet and beautiful. And he said he really wanted to make something that felt like the movies that we watched when we were kids and wasn't too cynical. And I really enjoyed that about the film. And it just allows you to have fun and to watch it and to really feel without feeling like you need to comment on feeling about it.
Yeah, there is not a cynical bone in its body, which is so rare. And it's got a holiday vibe and stuff like that. Was it hard to handle all the unpredictable improvisational elements for all of you? I mean, for you guys kind of were the element, right? But like in some way, like what was that, working with Ben too, and he's so versed in improv and comedy, but it feels like
Yeah.
a lot of moments just kind of happened, you know? Can you talk
Well, he was
about?
like the nicest guy. When I met him, I was like, "You want a handshake?" And he was like, "Just bring it in, bring it in." So I hugged him, and he was like my best friend as soon as I hugged him. And he was just the nicest guy. It was so much fun working with him and meeting actor Ben Stiller. It was just amazing.
Actor, filmmaker.
Uh-huh. When
Yes.
we when we were doing all the scenes, we'd have like two takes of us doing the lines. The first one would be on the script. Second one would be like, okay, you do the script, but add like stuff that you want. And then third time was like, okay, I'm gonna give you the subject. Just stay around that subject.
Mm.
You can do so, a lot of the movie is. I love how it has like it's going through it, and then like something just completely funny will happen because they took those like scenes where we were on script and they would take a piece of the complete improv and put it in there. So I just love that little factor.
Yeah, you guys have the best media training in the world, by the way.
Thank
It's just
you.
natural. They're
I
amazing.
know. I mean, you
They're
can see where the
amazing. I'm
movie
sitting here
came from.
learning from them.
You can see where the inspiration was drawn, right?
Yeah.
Was it fun being thrown into it, Linda, in the middle of what you're in the middle of right now?
Oh, absolutely. It's so wonderfully refreshing and open and honest, and it's just there's no affectation. It just is pure joy. It's really fun and hard work. These guys, not only are they wonderful and talented naturally, but they really worked hard. That
Yeah.
that was long days, right? And you work certain hours, but it just is it's a lot of work, but they have such a wonderful attitude. It's so much fun to be where their farm is with animals running in and out who are part of their family. So then you start to treat them like part of your family. And it's just
And then just get roped into this little candy cane that's being made.
yeah, it's great. It's a once in a lifetime experience for me. It's different than any movie that I've shot. And David is wonderful because he likes to pick out, like you were talking about the improv stuff. He loves to pick out like some of the little strange, quirky moments and make them something that everybody relates to. It's really fun.
So something that the movie is a result of things that almost surprise you guys to some extent, it sounds like.
Yeah, and how much fun is that? I think that's the great joy of, you call it a play because you're kind of playing, right?
Yeah.
And so we got to go out there and just play.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, all three of you, for your time.
Thank you for letting us be with you for
Yeah.
this
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
short
you.
5 minutes.
it was my pleasure. You're great at this. Talk to you guys
Thank
later.
you so much.
Bye.